Hey, hi. I'm glad that we're here because I was just going off and the camera wasn't on. At one point I just told myself, I'm gonna just check record. I know it'll show up on the video, and it wasn't on. Welcome to life. Like when you start going through, when you start committing to do your life's work and live your soul's purpose and like manifest your potential based on who you know you could become, when you start doing that out in the world, you will confront all the reasons why you haven't done it yet. That's just the fact of life. And one of the ways that challenges show up are in ways we potentially block ourselves from doing what we're meant to be doing and we want to do and love to do and all that, is through these obstacles. So things come up that stop you from doing what you say you want to do and who you say you are, keep you from expressing that, and how you handle it is everything. So here I am, day 2 of recording this video blog that I started on Friday, made a commitment this time to do. I say this time because I've tried before. This time is different. I made the commitment on Friday to start doing this every day, and then I just said today, okay, 4 p.m., I'm gonna record at 4 p.m., come hell or high water. And I got home, I went to the library, like a few blocks from my apartment, and I had a water bottle in my bag, and it spilled in my bag. I felt the water rolling down my leg as I'm walking back. And I get home, and it wasn't a ton. I pulled my laptop out. I had a towel in there. And I carried my laptop on the way home. I didn't think it would really be that big of a deal. It didn't seem like that much. And then I got home, and my laptop's totally off. I mean, not just off, like blinking and flailing and dying, and doesn't look good. Okay, so here I am, day 2 of recording this video. And the first thing, besides all the cognitive hurdles I had to go through today to get here to press record, my laptop doesn't work, and I was recording this on my laptop like for a variety of reasons, and so it's like, okay, testing my commitment. As soon as I make a commitment, it will be tested, because no one said this shit was easy. So I have made a commitment, I've been tested, and then it's like, okay, I got my phone. So I set up my phone, pressed play, obstacle averted. I mean, it's not like rocket science. Like, obviously I have a phone, I could do it on there, easy solution, right? But when you are terrified to do the thing that you said you're gonna do, it's really easy to take any excuse that the universe hands to you. So I could have easily just said, okay, I guess I can't do it today. I need my laptop because I use that one program to record, and it's a better screen, and then it's easier to upload right from the laptop, so I can't do it today. That is what old Kate would have done. I know it. It was so easy. It was just handed on a silver platter. That commitment you made to go for your dreams and express yourself fully. Oh yeah? Well, now try to do it without your laptop. So I pull out my phone, I get centered, I start talking, and then I take a little break just to make sure that it's recorded, and I didn't even press the record right. So here I am starting over. 2 obstacles overcome. So I have learned that when you commit to something, the universe really wants to know when you commit, there's a difference between pretending to commit and really committing. So what else? The other thing that I want to talk about, because I am documenting the process of creating this dream business of mine, the other thing that I struggled with and I've made some really good progress on is transitioning from the weekend to the work week. So I had a really good Friday because I started this video blog, and that was like an accomplishment because it took a lot of courage to do that. You can watch it. And so over the weekend I was like kind of content with myself and enjoying myself, and we went to IKEA, and I did a bunch of cooking yesterday, and we watched the Great British Bake Off last night, and it was just so cozy. and comfortable. But then Monday's looming, right? Like, oh my God, all those things I said I was going to do and the person I committed to becoming on Friday, remember that? Shit, is she gonna show up on Monday? Like, oh my God. So there's just this big kind of weight feeling like, you know, it's approaching as Monday approaches. So here's what I did. I allowed myself to ease into Monday extraordinarily gently. And that is a key word for me. That might be the word of my 2019, is gently. Because I have come to recognize that creative, spiritual people have heightened sensitivity. You know, you just perceive a lot. And, you know, so any pressure I was putting on myself, it was kind of increased. There was already a lot of pressure on myself, just in general, that I would put on myself. And that's really, I realized, not good for me. And so I wonder for you too, like, how are you being extra hard on yourself in a way that's totally counterproductive, totally unnecessary? And is it possible to focus instead on how gentle you can be with yourself? Like how caring and how loving? And take some of that pressure off and then just watch your energy expand and rise, or feel it or perceive it lightening up. Because I will talk about it more, but one of the things I realized over the course of time in which I wasn't following my dreams is I had a lot of depression to contend with. It's such a subtle little beast, but anxiety is so much more obvious. But when I was able to see that I had depression, I got some tools. I'll talk more about those as time goes. But one thing you think about, pressure is really pressure depressing. Pressure depresses you. So I made a choice to lighten up that pressure. In other words, I was just kinder and gentler to myself. And so Monday, I wanted to go in with a different energy into the work week and into the day. So I was so gentle. Like, what do I want to do this morning? Well, I like a really calming morning. I like to take it slow and easy. And I always knew that about myself, and I always craved that, but I would do that with this added layer of pressure. Like, I'm gonna only let myself relax up to this point, but really I'm gonna beat myself up for not working hard enough, not focusing enough, not being productive enough, not going to the gym and lifting heavy weights first thing in the morning, you know, not conquering the world by 9 a.m. Like, it was this twisted thing. It's like, I'm gonna do what I really need, but make myself feel guilty about it. So through being gentle as a conscious choice, I have lightened up that pressure. And so this morning, I really just let myself ease into the day. Really meditative. That's another great word, is just having a slow and steady presence throughout the morning, not gearing up my thoughts too much, but also letting them just kind of luxuriously go where they want to go. And I took a walk, and I meditated, and I journaled, and I just didn't worry about being the most productive person on the planet right away Monday morning. That's my point. And then by 11, you know, I'm feeling pretty nourished and looking toward the rest of the day. And I didn't deplete my energy because of the pressure that I was putting on myself. So that really worked for me. And I think that's just such a key lesson, is being gentle with yourself. And finding that state of mind in the beginning of the day and letting that dictate not just the rest of the day, but the rest of the week, because you're really setting the tone for the rest of the week. And so getting in that right frame of mind. And so I listened to this video when I ate my lunch. I'm testing that out to see, you know, a little productivity video or inspirational video or spiritual video, like something not just entertainment. And they said, do your it was a video on how to focus for longer on things that are harder to focus on, boring things or whatever. And one of the tips he says, for a variety of reasons, is focus on the most important thing first thing in the morning. And so I had this little seesaw where it's like, okay, he meant, sitting down and writing 400 brilliant words first thing in the morning, or doing, something ultra productive or something ultra tangible or whatever. And that's what he was referring to. He's a video editor, so he does that first thing in the morning for hours, focusing on the editing because it's the hardest part. And then I realized, what if focusing on your spiritual state of being is the most important thing of the day? And so in reality, that's what I was focusing on first thing in the morning. And that's perfectly aligned with the concept of an effective operator, of doing the best I can. Focusing on spiritual state, the first thing in the day, so that you can ride that consciousness the rest of the day. And yes, I endorse that. I think that works. I'm not saying it worked perfectly for you or perfectly for everybody, but I invite you to try it because it is a bit flip on what we consider to be productivity. So, especially as a gentle, creative old soul, I think that's worth making the distinction, because if you're like a real aggressive go-getter, like super active type, and you want to fly out of bed in the morning and go, flip big tires at CrossFit or whatever, like, great, good for you. But what I'm talking about is the person who doesn't naturally want to do that, or doesn't have the spark inside or that aspiration necessarily, and then beats themselves up because of that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, maybe the best thing for you is just to love and nourish yourself in the morning first thing, and not just using that as a transition from weekend to weekday, but any time of transition. Maybe it might be a transition from an irritable, frustrated state, and then you use that tool of taking the pressure off and gently easing yourself in, just to change states. I mean, that's another example, transitions. Be gentle with yourself and recognize that your state of mind and your state of being is where you can pivot the greatest. So you can focus on that instead of doing or whatever the external might be. Okay, so I'm gonna call that good. Day 2 wrapped up. We'll see you tomorrow.